8394, People versus Deacon Claiborne. Step up.
Deacon Claiborne, you're being charged with driving under the influence and reckless driving. Did you receive adequate medical care while you're in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, given your past criminal record and given the danger that you apparently pose to yourself and others, I am posting your bond at $1 million. Silence. Now, you have the right to an attorney, and we will appoint one if you can't afford it.
I don't want one.
Really? Does that mean you'll be representing yourself?
Just making the plea.
Well, I'm not accepting one from you at this time, and I won't until you advise of the consequences. Your passenger remains in grave condition, Mr. Claiborne. If she doesn't survive, these charges are going to be upgraded to involuntary manslaughter. Do yourself a favor and say yes to the free lawyer. All right, next case.
Okay, step out. Docket D8395, People versus David Walsh. Step up.
Ah, Mr. Walsh, it is so nice to see your smiling face in front of me again. Have a seat, both of you. It was Sawyer down in evidence. It took internal affairs about 2 minutes to break him.
But why?
His son, dishonorably discharged from Fort Marshall last year. The kid ended up dying of a drug overdose, and Sawyer blamed the Army. He saw an opportunity to smear it and thought he could blame the leak on some hacker.
You gotta be kidding me.
He's fired, of course, and he will be brought up on charges once the city attorney figures out precisely what they are.
So, that's that.
Not exactly. This whole thing created quite a firestorm. To the public, it looks like General Holden was drunk.
But he wasn't. He had a bad back from a junk accident, and he passed all the other tests we gave him without a problem.
I know.
Yeah, and how could we give him a breathalyzer test when we don't carry breathalyzers in the field?
Look, enough. I'm sure an investigation will absolve you from any wrongdoing.
Investigation?
Internal affairs. It'll only take a couple of days, and then you'll both be back in the saddle. Until then, you're suspended with pay.
What?
The public has to have confidence in its department, Officer Moran. And sometimes you all have to take one for the team. I'll need your badges and your service weapons. Now. And you're not to communicate with anyone about this until the matter is resolved. And that includes each other. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, step out. Sorry to keep you waiting. The CT scan has confirmed you have a tumor on your left ovary, 6 centimeters in diameter.
Okay, so what now?
Well, we'll have to go in and remove it. The ovary as well, I'm afraid. It's a laparoscopic procedure. It's minimally invasive. Nevertheless, I will need you to stay overnight for observation.
When?
Right away. The earliest OR could get is 6 p.m. this evening, so please no eating or drinking between now and then. Now, Mrs. Holden, depending on what we find, we may need to remove more than just the ovary. Now, we're talking about anything from a partial to a radical hysterectomy. I just want you to be prepared for that possibility.
So when do we find
The
out if...
pathology report should be back within 12 to 24 hours. Do you have any more questions?
No.
All right, then. I will see you in the OR at 6 p.m. and remember, no eating or drinking anything. Claudia Joy. Claudia Joy. Hi. Everything went well. We removed the tumor and the ovary, nothing else.
Oh, great.
Now we'll wait for the lab report on the biopsy.
12 to 24 hours.
Exactly.
What if it's cancer?
We'll discuss options then, okay?
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. Is that Neil Truman? I recognize your face from the internet. The man from the plane?
I think you had me confused with someone else.
Yeah, that was a hell of a speech you gave. And pulling that chute, whew, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to do the same thing myself. So you're with O'Connell over at Bedrock Financial, right? Huh? How they treating you over there? You don't have to answer that. O'Connell's a prick. He treats everybody like shit. He's got an eye for talent, though. I've heard a lot about you. Getting the returns you get in this market?
I hope I'm not interrupting. They're about to announce the winning bids. Great. Will you excuse us?
Hey, that's a heck of a husband you have there, Mrs. Truman. Yeah, Truman.
Wow, he was really drunk. Did you catch that?
Hey, where's the bartender?